It is written in Psalm 3, verse 8, "From the Lord comes deliverance. May your blessing be on your people." When we become a believer, the blessing of the Lord comes into our life. And the blessing of the Lord that we are talking about is not a momentary thing. The blessing of the Lord is not short. It is not just for a few seconds or few minutes. The blessing of the Lord, when it comes to our life, it remains with us. It remains with our life. It is a continuous affair. When we are blessed, we are not blessed for that moment, we are blessed for life. And that is how God blesses us. It's a continuous thing. When you are blessed by God, you are blessed for life. Now, this blessing that we are talking, the blessing of God, is it visible or is it just related to the invisible world? Is it just physical? It is just spiritual, supernatural? The blessing of the Lord, when it comes to your life, it starts its work. The blessing of the Lord is not just something which will be inactive in your life, but it is something which is active in your life. It will make certain changes in your life. When a man becomes a believer and when the blessing of the Lord comes into his life, the blessing of the Lord will change that person. He will be different. Now, one of the first things that the blessing of the Lord does into a person's life is to deliver him from sin and the evil of this world. The blessing of God and the sin and the evil of this world are not compatible with each other. They don't mix. When a person is living in a sin, when a person is living in the evil of the world, and in that moment of time, if the blessing of the Lord comes in that person's life, then there is a turmoil, there is some disturbance. And out of that disturbance, what happens is that the blessing of God removes that person from that evil. The blessing of God delivers that person from the sin and evil of the world. And this is exactly what King David is trying to tell in Psalm 3 verse 8, that from the Lord comes deliverance, and may your blessing be on your people. In order to be delivered from the evil, the blessing of the Lord is necessary. Because when the blessing of the Lord comes into our life, it delivers us from the evil. It removes us from our sin. And that's important. The greatest deliverance that humanity ever needed was from its sin. And to deliver people from their sin, the blessing of God was necessary. And the blessing of God came to us in the form of a man called Jesus. When Jesus came and lived with us, the blessing of the Lord was living with us. And this particular blessing delivered us from our sin. It is the blessing of God who delivers us. And This is what Psalm 3 verse 8 has beautifully picturized in the verse. From the Lord comes deliverance. May your blessing be on your people.